Why is field school important to you?
I think field school is important to me because it represents an opportunity to provide students with an experience that wasn't really available to me as a student, and in a way I think to introduce people to public history to help them decide whether or not that's something they want to pursue in the future or not do. Like I said, when I was looking at going into public history, I really, other than the museum aspect of things, I really didn't know if there was any other options available to me in that regard.
And why was field school established?
We established field school to provide students with a different experience in an internship. Traditionally, internships are a very narrowly focused, long-term project that takes course over the summer or a semester away from campus. And traditionally, internships focus on one type of project, and it doesn't really include a broad spectrum of public history experiences. So we came up with the idea of field school to introduce people to museum studies, historic preservation, archaeology, anthropology, history, and museum studies.
And what does field school mean to the local community?
Well, I think the local community gets really excited during field school. It's a time of the year when not too many people are in town yet. The town is just kind of waking up after winter, and I think that people then see the field school students as an influx of a different kind of energy that's not really gotten here during the course of the year. And I think they welcome the presence of young people and students and a fresh outlook on things.
What do you want to see it accomplish this year?
Well, I would like to see field school accomplish the framework and the groundwork for a potential reenactment of a treaty signed between the Lemhi and the United States at some point in Luray, and then also something to recognize the importance of the Lemhi to this area and how the two people, the Europeans and the Americans that were here and the Native Americans, got together and interacted on a couple of important, I think, documents that have survived and give us a glimpse into what history was like here and what it was really like, say, 1868.
Where would you like to see the field school go in future years?
Well, ideally, I think that field school for us, the way we look at it, we find it would be very useful to other schools that teach public history. And so I'm hoping that someday every person in public history takes a field school like every potential archaeologist does today, where they have, where did you do your field school? So it just becomes part of the public history curriculum at just about every place that teaches it. I think that's the value of it, is we're adding a more valuable part of the curriculum that hasn't been always added into these in the past.
And what are the values and benefits of students going to these historical sites and seeing them in person?
Well, I personally believe that there's a difference between doing primary source research and writing about events and places. I think that going to the actual place that you're writing about gives you a better understanding of what you're talking about. If you're going to write about, say, the Lemhis, and you should go to the places that were significant to them, because I don't think you can fully appreciate the experience without seeing the land and the exact place that they were. Same with Virginia City. If we're talking about these events and these people that did these things, I think it's important to go to the buildings, visit the streets, see what's left of the town, or see how much of the town still exists. It's just an important, I think, aspect of historical research that is oftentimes overlooked because we tend to think that we can get as much as we need out of the source documents.
And historically speaking, what does a landowner own in terms of historical artifacts that are uncovered? Well,
landowners around here tend to range in spectrum from large ranches to smaller pieces of property, and what we're involved with in this project, it tends to be an archaeological resource that we're trying to locate or see evidence of. So that would be things that are difficult to recognize to the layperson, but would be lithic evidence, which is stone tools, that sort of thing, remnants of fire rings, fire-cracked rock, perhaps remnants of cooking and that sort of thing. So it's not necessarily old rusty guns in the ground, but things that might indicate a long time inhabitation of humans in a certain area.